Hello YouTube, and welcome back to Attack of the B Team with Kankadea. I'm just doing a little bit of mining off camera, getting some stuff together, heading back to our base in bat form. Having a little bit of trouble with morph at the moment. For some reason, I think that there was an update and it rebound the default favorites for morph back to whatever it was originally, which I can't remember. But it does still work with the initial command. I'm not sure what happened to the favorites. But the weird thing is that when I go to try and change the controls, I got into morph, and I try to rebind this to anything so it works, and nothing. No response. So I don't know what's wrong with that. Hopefully it'll get fixed in the next patch. So what are we doing today? Well, oh hey Elizabeth. I don't know if you guys noticed in the last episode, but Elizabeth has kind of taken to, well, sleeping and hanging out wherever she pleases, and I'm inclined to let her do that because she is, after all, an ender dragon, and right now she's actually stuck in the wall, so I'm gonna try and rescue her. There you go. Don't get stuck in the wall, Elizabeth. Okay? So what are we doing today? Today we are finally starting off work on Galacticraft. Very happy about that. So I off camera I was able to learn one thing. MFR, that is Mind Factory Reloaded machines, are compatible with TE power, that is Redstone Flux Energy. However, I do not know if Galacticraft machines are as well. If they are, I want to rig my magmatic dynamos over there to connect to my Galacticraft machines over here. If they're not, it means I'm going to have to use the refinery later on and just coal for the moment. So I'm going to need my orchard to be up and running. That's a function. But for the moment, I want to get started on this, and that means I'm going to need to make a couple machines. So what's first on our list here? Okay, so I dropped off the ores that I got from our last mining expedition, and I'm realizing that a compressor is not our first stop, because in order to make a compressor, we need to make basic wafers, which means we need to make a circuit fabricator. So that should be right around here. Yep. And that just needs aluminum wire, furnace, and some aluminum ingots, levers. Simple enough stuff. So let's make this stuff. Aluminum wire, on the other hand, I know requires wool. So let's check on our stocks of wool. I may not have that much. Let's see here. Shoot. Okay, so it looks like wool was one of those things I must have lost when my game got corrupted a while back. Okay, fortunately there are a lot of sheep in this immediate area. I only have a couple right now in my farm. Have not had a chance to automate that process yet, so I'm going to run around and collect some wool and be right back. And I'm back. So I managed to get myself a fair bit of wool here, and I also managed to get myself a couple of pigs. Now you remember a couple episodes back I was bemoaning the fact that I didn't have the golden lasso from extra utilities that was really helpful in moving around animals. Well, it turns out that from random things we have the entity mover. Now it is kind of expensive. Let me show you here. It is 3 obsidian and 2 emeralds a piece, but this thing is really handy when you want to start up a farm. It saves you a lot of time running around with seeds and wheat. Now, for some reason, my animals keep running around. I'm not sure what happens to them after a while. I think some of them are actually killed by the trees that I planted around there. But oh well. So I've got some wool, and I know I have some aluminum around here somewhere. I hope. Actually, I don't think I do. Okay, so let's see what we got in here. Okay, I got some manulin, so I'm gonna have to drain this out and put in a whole lot of aluminum. So be back in a bit. Okay, so unfortunately, one of the few materials that cannot be processed through through thermal expansion, as far as I can tell, is aluminum, either the kind from Galacticraft or the kind from Tinker's Construct. But what you can do is run it through a smeltery, get some blocks out there, and get some perfectly usable raw aluminum. Yep, that's right, raw aluminum. So you take the raw aluminum, you put that into a furnace. Okay, this is one of those times when conflicts between certain mods actually cause me a bit of a headache. So here's the problem. You can put aluminum into a smeltery as like this. So aluminum ore goes in, molten aluminum comes out. Unfortunately, if you use the basin, you do not get what you need. You actually get, let me put it this way, a block of aluminum from Tinker's construct, which can only be turned into raw aluminum. Raw aluminum is completely freaking useless. It can't be furnace. It can't be put into a furnace. Can't be cooked. Can't be anything. You can't even put it back into a smeltery for some strange reason. So these are totally worthless to me. Great. So I just lost 3 stacks worth of aluminum, but fortunately I have a massive amount remaining. Unfortunately, though, this means I'm going to have to sit here and do what I was afraid I was going to have to do, and manually click to get this into an ingot cast, because when it goes into an ingot cast, you actually get Galacticraft aluminum, which is what we actually need. So I'm going to be here for a little while, be back in a bit, and then we're going to make some aluminum wire. Oh, one more thing I happen to note, thank whatever programming gods are out there, they put inventory tweaks back into this mod pack. I am so freaking happy. I missed it. I missed being able to organize my stuff with a touch of a button. I miss it so much. Okay, be right back. And I'm back. So I've got a little bit here of aluminum ingots, but you know, as I was sitting here clicking away, it occurred to me, this is not the work of a mad scientist. A mad scientist does not do these things. A mad scientist invents machinery to do these things. So I had a thought. What if I can use the autonomous activator to activate this smeltery drain and activate and then click through this? I think I might need actually 2, but this might actually work, and it would save me having to click, all these times in order to get this material together. So I think I'm going to try and automate this process. So in order to make, I need 2 of these. So I need pistons, pneumatic servos, and some tin. So I think I've got some pistons remaining. Okay, so 2 autonomous activators. Now this is going to be a little tricky, but I should be able to do this. A little bit of wood. Okay, so I think I can put one of them. I believe it. Yeah, if it faces the direction it's going to go down, so I think it goes this way. Nope, that's wrong. I can tell that's wrong. Because this little mouth here, that's the direction where it activates. Oh, it doesn't break. Thank you, it didn't. I should not have done that, but okay. So yeah, I gotta go this way. So I gotta be very careful not to step into the molten aluminum, like this. Okay, now right now it should be pointed straight ahead. I want it to be pointed into that, but that's not the whole thing. I also need another one. My axe here. That's not my axe. That's my axe. I need another one. I remove that. Pointed. I hope this might actually cause it to go wacky. So there. Okay. So. I think I want. Do I want to? I check. I'm sorry. It's been so long. Do I want a right click? Okay. So I do want to right click on this. Oh. Okay. So this is working. This is working now. So hang on. Where is my crescent hammer? Alrighty then. So here's the trick. So I'm going to, I need that one for the moment. I believe that, yes, I think because it's considered this block. So it goes from there to there, and then it should be able to export it here. That should work. I think I have a couple extra chests. I don't think I actually need a chest really, but I might as well use one. And I thought I had some item duct, but I might have lost those when we transferred. Yep, I do have my item duct. Excellent. So I need to take the item duct, and let's go here. Let's go here to here. Oh, that's wrong. To here, and again, that connects here. Okay, now Where'd I put it? Okay, so right now this is going to keep clicking on this, but it's not going to be affected until it hits that. This, I want this to right click. That's wrong. Aim level low. So I want this to click here, and now if I adjust this like that, I'm not sure if it actually will output, so I'll have to find out. And this, that's correct. I want that to output over there. So I switch this to aim level low. Oh. Okay, stop. Alright, so, okay, I think what I need here is to whitelist this thing. So it has that. Randomly use. Okay, first slot only. To only use this. That's what I want. So if I put this down. Oh, of course, I changed the item level. Sorry. So that's correct. That's correct. Now that's correct. So it should only react to the one item. Now it's. Okay, am I picking those things up or are they just flying out of there? Yeah, I'm picking them up for some reason. Why are they flying to me? Okay, I think this needs a redstone signal, so give me a second. How many sticks? I don't think I can actually make. Can I make redstone within a Natura stick? Never quite sure I can actually make with these things. Where is it? Okay, so this should work. Okay, I think that's what I'm looking for. And I'm exporting the aluminum. Excellent. This is how a mad scientist operates. He builds machinery. And this is still has 20 left, so I'm going to put some more in here. I could automate the input process, but I'm actually not going to need this thing for that long. However, I do want to get quite a bit more aluminum out of this, so I'm very pleased with the situation. I have no idea why it's defaulting as giving it to me. It's probably because it's detecting a player present. So when a player is not present, it's putting into its buffer. So I guess that makes sense because considering it's simulating a player action and it's finding a player nearby. So I could actually just stand here and just keep getting aluminum. That's actually kind of cool. Okay, so back to the task at hand. We have some wool. I like to use up the gray wool before I use up the white. It's just just a little bit of prejudice on my part. But I've got a lot of aluminum here. So let's make. I'm going to need a fair amount of this stuff. So much as we can get. Let's make one more. So about a half stack of aluminum wire. I'm happy with that for the moment. So we need to make a circuit fabricator. Okay, one circuit fabricator. So this is the moment of truth. I want to see if this can connect to my TE setup. Now I could just make a line on there, but I might as well use this space. I'm going to put my induction smelter later on. So let's see if this works. It is not getting power. That's what I was afraid of. Okay, so does this work? Yeah. Okay, so unfortunately Galacticraft does not work with thermal expansion. So it would have been easier if it did, but turns out it doesn't. So I'll have to work around it. So which means I'm going to have to do with my initial plan over here. Let's go with a circuit fabricator. I'm trying to think here. I wanted to put compressor, fabricator. Fabricator is actually like one of the ones I need not that often, so I may actually put it here. Okay, so so I think, does this work like that? Yeah, it does. So cool. Red is power, so it's got to be powered on that side. I want to run the power lines up from here. Yes, Elizabeth, I haven't forgotten about you. Oh, you're reminding me that the episode's almost over. Oh, you're right about that. Okay, so I gotta move quickly. Let's see here. Get this like that. Now I'm pretty sure this should be fine in terms of the power load. I never actually had much of an issue with the power before on this, but that means I won't. So what I want to do is, actually that's wrong. So take this over here, and I want to put my generator here. So I'm just going to split the signal. This is going to be my refinery, like that. So I need a coal generator, which is, I believe, is fairly cheap to make. Here we go, coal generator, just iron, copper, furnace, and some aluminum wire. Just need some copper. Another furnace. Where is it? One coal generator. Let's head back down. Not that fast, but okay. Now this goes here. Now this should connect. Oh, okay. So I have to hit it with my TE crescent wrench. There we go. I know it doesn't look as nice, but I don't care. I want this thing to be functional, not quite as pretty as it needs to be. So I basically have to power that up and get this thing running. So I just want to make sure it runs. I think that'll be the end of this episode. So we've definitely made a little bit of a start with our Galacticraft, and we've got a little bit of method for automating making aluminum. Okay, I don't know why that happened, but I guess it's a occupational hazard. Oh, you know what? I bet it removed the last item. That's probably why. Okay, so give me half of this. Okay, I'll fix it later. This thing is not a perfect system, but that's what you get for working with mad scientists. Okay, get a stack of charcoal. And I think there's actually, I think that this is not an ideal system. I think I should be attaching this to some kind of battery. So let me just double check here. Galacticraft core. Where is it? Energy storage module requires compressed steel. So I need to make a compressor before I can make this thing. But it also requires batteries from, oh, Galacticraft core makes batteries. Excellent. That's compressed tin. Okay, so I need to make a compressor, so I have to use the coal power for at least some time. It means I need to up my tree production so I can make more charcoal. Okay, so this is getting power. This is, oh, it's not heating up yet. It says status idle, so it probably means it's getting power. 5 kilowatts, 120 volts. So when this goes to full, we put in a diamond, silicon, redstone, and whatever we need in order to make the wafer. But like I said, we are at the end of this episode. So this has been GenerikB for Attack of the B Team. We're moving forward with our work in Galacticraft. We got some pigs running all over our equipment, but that is fine because we are mad and mad scientists have pigs everywhere. But in the meantime, I'll see y'all later.